It's no longer news that the Dallas Mavericks will be playing in the 2024 NBA Finals after an electrifying postseason run. And if you are a solid basketball fan, then you're certainly not new to the power duo behind the Mavericks' incredible outing either. Of course, we're talking about none other than Dallas's favorite superhero duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving.
It's in 12 seconds. They're not going to hold for the last. There he goes.
Indeed, we've always known it's Doncic's world whenever the Mavericks play. But then, there's a reason they're finally in their first finals since 2011, and it's the addition of Kyrie Irving to the team. He's like the secret ingredient that has been missing all along. Oh, and yes, Irving's abilities have never been in doubt too. I mean, he has always been a showstopper on his good days. However, it's how he complements Doncic perfectly that tends to be the highlight here. Whenever you watch them play, and it's almost telepathic how they connect on the court. Just look at this clever little peg out by Doncic and how it completely cripples the opponent's defense to set Kyrie free. And as for Kyrie, with the ball from that position, you already know there's only one outcome. Tell you what, despite the initial concerns about how they'll click in the same team, these two have proven to have what it takes to become one of the most unstoppable duos in the history of the game, and no doubt, that's gonna be a scary sight for the NBA. By the way, welcome back to your favorite channel for everything basketball. Today we'll take a quick look at this dynamic partnership that is currently tearing up the league. We'll also be considering if Luka and Kyrie can actually conquer the NBA and establish a new dynasty. Will Luka have a problem sharing the stage with another classic showstopper? Do they really have what it takes to upset the league? Well, you just have to sit tight for this one because it's about to get really intense. Of course, the NBA has provided its fair share of unstoppable duos over the years. From Chicago Bulls' legendary duo of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen that held the NBA to a ransom in the 90s, to the pillars of the Lakers' indomitable dynasty of the 2000s, Kobe and Shaquille, these are the power duos that totally dominated the NBA in their time. Oh, and it would be criminal not to mention the most recent domination from Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and their Golden State Warriors. But now, after an impressive showing that saw the conference title return to Dallas for the first time in 13 years, it's fair to say we might be witnessing the meteoric rise of another power duo in Luka and Kyrie. In fact, NBA legend Carmelo Anthony even went on a limb to say the duo may be one of the best the game has ever seen, and it's almost as spot on, because this duo along with their Mavericks army are already silencing critics one game after the other. But then, what is it exactly that makes this duo so dynamic? Well, you really can't help but admire the offensive synergy that exists between both players, and that's easily the basis on which their partnership is built. However, there is absolutely no overlooking their individual brilliance either. As a matter of fact, it's safe to say that both players currently rank among the most talented players in the NBA. Let's take a look at how they measure up individually. For Luka, it has always been clear that he's the absolute best at what he does. The man is an absolute beast on his days, which is every other day if we're being honest. And well, he has been showing his class since his days as a rookie. Nicknamed Luka Magic, this gem is truly a magician on the court, and it's truly a mesmerizing act whenever he gets on the ball. It's common knowledge that it's Luka's world whenever the Mavericks play, and he's been running this show non-stop for several seasons now. You can talk about his strength, vision, passing, and shooting all day, but it all comes down to his basketball IQ, which is on a different level to everyone else's. It's almost as if he sees things you can't see with the naked eye, and that's why he hardly ever does anything wrong. Plus, it's not just his physical abilities, but also about his monster mentality. The confidence, the belief, and never say die attitude. The way he carries himself, you could clearly see he's got that God complex, and that's why it's always him dictating the pace of the game. Oh, and that's not all. Not even close. You see, another aspect of Doncic's game that sets him apart as one of the best is how he always finds a way to bring others into the game too. He doesn't just dominate, he makes sure his teammates are having a good time as well.
And the Hawks offense, his ability to create at the foul line. Luka for three.
I mean, his creativity is just out of this world, and it also helps that he is always unpredictable with what he's going to do next. Even with the ball already in the air, you still can't tell if he's going for the basket or finding a teammate, and that's what makes him unplayable. Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, is a player with relatively no offensive weaknesses. He's fast, he's strong, and he's one of the most agile players you'll find in the NBA today. He's also known for his elite ball handling, skillful finishes, and exceptional shooting. I mean, whenever he positions to shoot, the scorekeepers might as well just go ahead and add to the scores because, well, he hardly ever misses. This has always been his trademark throughout his career, from Cleveland to Boston to Brooklyn and now in Dallas. Also, the newfound stability he enjoys in Dallas means he's once again hitting his best form, and that's not good news for other NBA teams. Moreover, with quality players around him to put the ball in his hands, you bet there's just no stopping him. He's the kind of player who takes the proverbial mile with every inch he's gotten. And the NBA is learning more about that with every game he plays. According to Phil Handy, Kyrie's exceptional footwork, ball handling, and scoring ability makes him the most difficult player to guard against, and you can totally see that in his most recent performance against the Timberwolves. But hey, it's not just about the points he scores, instead, it's in the general aesthetics of his game. He's what you call a showman, and boy does he know how to put on a show. It's clear that he's finally enjoying himself in the court again, and the Mavericks are certainly reaping the benefits. Of course, it's clear that both Luka and Kyrie are brilliant ballers individually, but how do they measure up as a duo? How's the chemistry between them, and how does their partnership influence games? Well, when it comes to Luka and Kyrie's chemistry, you could say the proof is in the pudding because you watch them play and you just can't help but applaud what can only be a well-crafted work of art on display. It's almost as if they both have a shared sixth sense, and this can only be the result of a camaraderie that extends beyond the training ground. Surely, this is the kind of chemistry that the most domineering duos are made of, and it's no wonder they're already being hailed as the best backcourt duo in NBA history. The way they rotate roles within each attack to upset the opposition's defense is a clear testament to their telepathic connection. Plus, the way they complement each other is perfection. Absolute perfection. They set up in a way that allows Luka to be the creative spark, as he has always been, with Kyrie either taking up a position out wide or just floating down the lane to disorient the defense. Now, the dilemma for the opposition is deciding whether to double up on Luka or track Kyrie's movement. In the end, it's really just a case of choosing your poison, because if you decide to double up on Luka, Kyrie becomes free to receive the ball and punish you. On the other hand, if you leave Luka with only one defender and focus on tracking Kyrie, he'll just power his way to the paint and do what he does best. So, you'll have to agree that it's nothing but total attacking dominance with this duo. Because whatever decision you take, they still end up finding a way to your basket. Here's what former NBA star Jamal Crawford had to say about this unstoppable partnership. Oh, and it's not just the analysts who are talking about the dynamic duo, they're the talk of the entire basketball world, and everyone's excited about the new entertainers. But then, while their clever little 1-2 punch has become one of the most intriguing plays to watch, you bet it's not just for show. It brings with it a unique diversity that adds the necessary cutting edge to Dallas's attack, and it's the reason why they're one tie away from the 2024 NBA Championship glory. Now, coming into the playoffs as one of the underdogs, the Mavericks have taken everybody by storm, and it's all thanks to some Luka Kyrie magic that was most obvious in that intense domination of the Timberwolves in Minnesota in Game 5 of their matchup. They showed just how unstoppable they can be as a duo, with both superstars recording 33 points apiece in what was a clear statement of intent. They're here to stay and no other player can stop them. However, for all their incredible plays, there's still a list of concerns for Mavericks fans about their potential power duo. First of all, the fact that both players thrive on the ball means they have to find and maintain a perfect balance between roles. Of course, this is a concern to which they have responded excellently this season, but it's left to be seen how they share the spotlight in the coming seasons. Also, while Kyrie has proven to be just the right person to complement Luka's play, he has an outstanding history of inconsistency in previous seasons, whether through injuries or suspensions. And with that, it's difficult to tell for sure how long he'll be fit and available over the course of a full season. Whatever is to come though, we are all keeping our fingers crossed. What do you think about this new power duo? Do you see them rising to the ranks of other legendary duos that have graced the beautiful game? Do they really have what it takes to conquer the NBA, or are they just another couple of pretenders flattering to deceive? Feel free to leave your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more exciting videos and updates about your favorite basketball stars.